So we are celebrating 1 million DataCamp scholarships donated through both of our social impact programs, DataCamp Classrooms and DataCamp Donates. You can see on the right-hand side how our numbers have just exploded over the course of the past couple of years as we have been working with more established NGOs, as well as expanding DataCamp Classrooms to secondary schools for the first time. So we're now available to secondary school teachers in 10 schools, and the response has just been magnificent. So look at our all-time stats. Since 2016, teachers have made 42,000 DataCamp classrooms in over 14,000 schools across 190 countries. And as we said, when you combine that with our DataCamp Donates program, over 1 million people have received at least 6 months of premium DataCamp access. And we are so proud of that because our overall mission at DataCamp is to democratize data science education. We believe talent is everywhere, opportunity is not, and students really deserve everything that they can to get ahead in the job market after exiting school. So that's why data, and also teachers have to put up so many of their own resources in order to teach students. So we want to make this as easy as possible for them so that we can make sure the data science industry and AI industries continue to grow strong over time. So how are we able to achieve these amazing numbers? Well, teachers and students get DataCamp Premium free for their entire academic careers with DataCamp Classrooms. It's not a 6-month free trial. Teachers can keep applying for DataCamp Classrooms over and over again, invite all their students, and really smart students can keep petitioning their teachers from age 16 all the way through 26 to get them into a DataCamp classroom. So the next decade's the 5 most in-demand skills are really, we believe, are digital literacy, data literacy, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creativity. And those top 2 items are DataCamp has in spades, and it's the absolute best platform for that. And we also know that it really helps people build confidence. But you, as the teachers, you're the ones who can really inculcate and provide those critical thinking skills, the emotional intelligence, and the creativity, so that really maximizing the hybrid format as much as possible. And it's you can make learning accessible anywhere. All right, empower your students to learn, collaborate on data projects as a group, and enhance career readiness. We are used by universities all over the world. Some of the most prestigious institutions, Ivy League, all the way down, all the way to community colleges, vocational schools, public schools. We believe that all teachers and students deserve the right to this access. And we are so happy that it has become an irreplaceable part of many teachers' curriculum. As Nelson in the chat just said, if we could throw that comment up on the chat, that would be up on the screen. That would be fantastic. Shout out to everybody in Colombia. So all of our paid content is free for teachers and students. That's over 450 interactive courses, 60 practice sessions, skill tracks, projects and case studies. We work with over 280 expert instructors, many of whom are professors in academia, who we work with. So if you really enjoy using DataCamp and you're a teacher and you would like to maybe provide help work with us to make content, that's another side hustle that DataCamp can offer to you. We have 20 skill assessments, 6 certifications, and over 20 competitions live. And as I said before, on all the technologies that you could ever hope to use, R, Python, SQL, Scala, OpenAI, Google Sheets, it's all there. No need to download, install, or purchase any additional software, you or your students. It all works right there in the browser. We'll show you about a little bit more how that works in a bit. But it's not just our direct content. We have all these amazing resources that are completely free for anyone, such as these weekly webinars and live trainings, right? We typically do 2 a week. They're always bangers, such great guests that we get. And this is where you can get a lot of knowledge that just doesn't exist in our course catalog yet because it is typically extremely cutting edge and it's the newest, latest thing. We have our blogs and tutorials. We have our amazing Data Frame podcast, and we have our virtual conferences. So let's break it down. What monetary value are you getting with DataCamp Classrooms? Okay. Well, you're essentially getting DataCamp Teams. Okay. With DataCamp Teams, it's essentially premium licenses that you can buy a grouping of. You don't get any dedicated customer success manager, but you can work with our support team if there are any technical issues. At full price, this is $25 a month for each person per month. On sale, it can be a bit less, right? But it's not just, and with that, you get access to a dashboard. Uh, but it's not just that, because DataCamp Classrooms users also get access to DataCamp Workspace, the premium version, which on its own is a $15 per month value. We'll talk more about that, but this is where you can create completely custom projects, collaborate in real time, create datathons, hackathons, and all of that stuff. So that's a $40 per user per month value that we're providing completely for free to teachers and students. A 6-month DataCamp classroom of one teacher and 49 students, therefore, is worth up to $12,000. Just to give you a sense of the immense value that we're providing to teachers and students, especially those who are in under-resourced communities. And what are you getting with this? You're not getting a a less complete version of our product. You are getting the very one of the very best versions of our product that you can buy on your own for less than several $100,000. It's really, really amazing, a good deal. So, excuse me, who's eligible to apply? College, university professors at degree-giving institutions worldwide. So if you work at an institution that gives that gives undergraduate degrees, secondary school degrees, graduate degrees, you qualify. Certain schools that only offer graduate degrees, certain business schools may be subject to review. But generally speaking, if your institution gives a traditional degree, you are eligible for DataCamp Classrooms. And you don't need to be a data science teacher or a computer science teacher or a math teacher. You could be a history teacher, an English teacher, a music teacher. We get all sorts of teachers applying and figuring out how they can utilize data to reach more of their students. And additionally, high school, secondary school teachers in Australia, Belgium, Canada, Czech Republic, France, Poland, Turkey, UK, and USA. And we are working on adding more countries presently. So let's talk about the application form, and the link to that is down below in the chat. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody on the call, especially teachers, understands how this form works and how to give a good application so that it can be approved as soon as possible. Okay, so you're gonna go to the form and you are going to give us your school email address, your school name, country, and a link to your personal faculty page or staff directory. This part here is the most important part, and it's important to take your time and submit the best possible web page for this purpose. Okay, so the web page that you're linking us to should include your name, your faculty email address, and it must be identical to the one that you've provided up here, and your job title, which could be a number of other things such as professor, assistant professor, teacher, teaching assistant, lecturer, part-time faculty, docent. Sometimes we get applications from research professors. That can be a little tricky. Some research professors are strictly doing research, whereas other research professors are doing research and teach some courses. As long as you can show that your faculty page shows that you're actively teaching courses as a research professor, you also qualify. So here's an example of one of my friends, Ekambasak. She was at the last DataCamp Classrooms orientation. This is the web page, her faculty page for Baruch College, Zicklin School of Business here in New York City. And as you can see here, it's very, very easy to parse. We have her name, we have her job title, assistant professor, we have her email address, and any other information that we would need. Now, not every university has the ability to create a specific page for each faculty member, so a staff directory, one web page that includes the contact information for all of the teachers, is also acceptable. Okay, scrolling down on the form, your class name will be the name of your classroom group. You can change this at any time. And then for role, you're going to select the role closest to your job title. So a professor, instructor, or high school teacher. Okay. So professors, assistant professors typically select professor. If you're adjunct faculty, lecturer, instructor is a good one to choose. And if you're teaching in a secondary school, please select high school teacher. Okay, request start date. This is important. It will default to setting the start date as the first day of the class. If your group is approved before the start date, you can start inviting students early and creating teams. Premium content access to our entire curriculum and Workspace will open on that day for you and your learners. And to get premium access immediately upon approval, set the start date to today. All right, so best practice, I think, is just to set the start date to today so that once it's approved and you invite your students in, they're immediately learning. If you get approved, but your start date is still in the future, any students that you invite will be given basic licenses. And on that start date, you'll have to manually go and give them the full classroom licenses. Okay, so that's one extra step. And considering you get a generous 6 months of access, I think just submitting today as the date and then getting approved and then inviting your students is the way to go. And again, if you have any questions about any of these instructions, please put them in the chat and we will get to them. Okay, so who can teachers invite into their classroom? Students at least 16 years of age or 13 years of age in the US with parental consent. And some teachers teach at multiple different schools. Do not combine students from different schools within the same classroom. You can have multiple classrooms ongoing at the same time too. All right, so they can overlap so that you and your students never lose access. And it really is a lifeline for teachers and students studying data. I'd like to point out this last quote from Kate Ashley at Northeastern University, which is, I believe, the top user of DataCamp Classrooms. Using DataCamp Classrooms allows me to give my students access to high-quality instructional materials, which means that I can spend more time teaching theory, planning engaging lectures, and interacting with students. There's no need for me to reinvent the wheel when so many good materials are already available on DataCamp. And that's actually a phrase I keep hearing from a lot of different teachers getting feedback. Why reinvent the wheel, right? This is why teachers use textbooks, right? They're not writing all this material themselves. They're giving their own spin on it and showing students what's super important, what's not as important, and helping them through the difficult parts. And Kate has really nailed that on the head. So this takes a lot of the guesswork and a lot of the basic instruction out so that she can play to her own strengths a lot better. Okay. Reese just put in the chat the 2022-2023 DataCamp Classrooms annual report. So if you would like a better idea of how this previous academic year for us and how the immense level of growth that we achieved and how we did it, I encourage you to take a read. It's pretty inspiring stuff. But now we're going to transition over to a series of videos that are going to show you in depth how to utilize your DataCamp Classrooms group, the dashboard, all of its features. Elena is going to talk to you about it. She may refer to it as DataCamp Teams. Just know that it is the same for DataCamp Classrooms. All right, so let's take it away to Elena.
Hi, I'm Elena from DataCamp. Welcome to the first episode of our Admin University series, where we explore best practices to help you launch a successful learning program with DataCamp. As an admin, your goal for the first 1 or 2 weeks is to get all the learners set up on DataCamp. This is what we'll focus on today. Let's go to the Group Hub, the main admin interface as part of your DataCamp Teams account, and look at the adoption chart. Here you can see a quick license usage overview that will help you track onboarding progress. The goal for every admin is to make this a full blue circle, meaning all licenses are allocated to learners and everyone has accepted your invitation to DataCamp and started engaging with content on the platform. Before inviting users to the platform, we recommend creating teams first. Teams help you organize the learning for each user group through team assignments and increase learning engagement for large programs. Creating teams also helps you easier compare engagement among different learner groups down the road. Let's explore 2 possible ways to invite learners to the team. You can do so by opening a team from the Teams tab or by navigating to the Members panel and choosing a team from the drop-down at the top. In the upper right corner, you can see options to invite via email or via an invite link. For programs that require fine-grained access to a group of users, you can choose the Invite via Email option. You can pass the complete list of emails to the text field, select teams to add members to, and then choose to assign admin permissions. There are 3 levels of admin access with DataCamp Teams. If you want to invite users at scale, we recommend creating a secure invite link. In the link creation dialog, you can specify allowed domains to join and choose teams to invite people to. A user can be part of multiple teams. For example, they can be included in the marketing team and business analytics team. Once you create an invite link, you can share it with your learners however you prefer. You can also revoke link access in the Invite Links tab of the Members panel. After inviting users to the platform, we recommend assigning a dedicated team manager for each team for easy reporting access, highlighting the success of learning champions within each team, and supporting members lagging behind the program goals. As part of your DataCamp Teams subscription, You can have unlimited admins, managers, and team managers. By giving them basic access to DataCamp, your admins won't take up a license. But if you want them to also learn on the platform, make sure to allocate a license to them. Once you invite the learners to join DataCamp, return to the dashboard page. You can also check who hasn't yet accepted the invite link and contact them directly. To recap, we have walked through inviting learners to a DataCamp group, tracking onboarding progress, and accelerating adoption by creating teams. Prioritize these actions for the first 1 or 2 weeks to lay a solid foundation for a quick start of your data upskilling program.
Thank you, Elena. All right, so yeah, just to review, we learned how to invite learners, creating teams, a great way to manage your group. For example, you may be teaching, let's say, Psychology 101, let's say. And it's a very popular course, as you would imagine. So you're teaching that same course, but to multiple groups of students at different times, right? You have your class that you teach on Mondays and Wednesdays. You have your class you teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then you have your class that you teach on Fridays for a big double period, right? Within your DataCamp classroom, you could create 3 different teams, one for each of those different time periods. And a little extra word about the admin permission. So once you're given your classroom, you are the full admin, you the teacher. You can invite learners and remove learners from the group, thereby giving or rescinding their premium access. And you can also do everything that the managers and team managers can do. So managers can view all reporting, create teams, give assignments. Team managers can do everything a manager can do, but only within the teams that they're a part of. So the manager and team manager roles are great for assistant professors, teaching assistants, or just some of your most or students that want a little bit of extra credit and do a little bit of work for you. Okay, and remember, any questions about any of this stuff can be put in the chat, and I can actually go into the dashboard and demo any feature live for you. Okay, so even if you don't have a direct question and you just want to see something again, let me know. But until then, let's move on to the next video.
Hi, I'm Elena from DataCamp. Welcome to the second episode of the Admin University series, where we explore best practices to help you launch a successful learning program with DataCamp. In the previous video, we covered how to ensure fast learner onboarding. Today, we'll focus on your next goal, boosting learner engagement on DataCamp. Over and over again, we see that the most common ingredients for successful learning programs with high engagement are personalization and structure, where every individual's learning path directly aligns with how better data skills can be applied in their day-to-day roles. Luckily, DataCamp helps you personalize and structure learning programs for your organization at scale through tracks and assignments. First, let's cover tracks and how you can benefit from them. DataCamp tracks are curated learning paths that we prepared with the help of 270 plus instructors and curriculum experts. There are 3 types of tracks available on DataCamp: skill tracks, career tracks, and custom tracks. To see the full learning catalog, navigate to the Learn Hub. Let's start with skill tracks. Skill tracks are most helpful when you need to fill in certain data skill gaps, whether it's Power BI, deep learning in Python, or data skills for business. We've got you covered. To identify if you have a certain skill gap in your team, you can ask your learners to complete related assessments. You can find assessments for certain Python, SQL, R, and theory skills inside the Assessments tab. Once learners complete assessments, they will get personalized recommendations on the skills they need to master and will be able to shape their learning program. Assessment insights for admins are available as part of the Enterprise plan, so make sure to contact us if you want to unlock this feature and see your organization's skill balance sheet. Career tracks are the second type of tracks on DataCamp. They are most helpful when learners want to make a career transition or get a promotion to another role. Career tracks comprise several skills required for a certain role and usually take from 30 to 100 hours to complete. Let's see what is inside the Data Scientist with Python career track. This track features 23 courses, 6 projects, 3 skill assessments, and takes about 90 hours to complete. After completing this track, learners will gain hands-on experience in data manipulation, data visualization, statistics, and machine learning in Python. Custom tracks or organization tracks are the third type of tracks and are only available for enterprise customers. We'll cover custom tracks in the last video of the Admin University series. To help you craft learning paths, we've also prepared a curriculum cheat sheet detailing key learning personas and recommended learning pathways. The link to the cheat sheet will be in the video description. The best way to encourage your learners to complete a track is through assignments. Assignments are awesome in helping your learners focus on their learning goals. The idea is simple. You assign a group of learners to complete some learning by a certain deadline. This assignment then highlights the importance of a certain course, project, assessment, or track and helps set urgency behind learning goals. To create an assignment, choose the team you want to create it for, go to the Assignments tab and click Create Assignment. Here you can see that you can assign content at different levels of granularity, from a single chapter of a course up to a whole track. The Earn XP assignment just asks each learner to collect a given amount of experience points before the deadline. This can be a great tool over the first week after onboarding to get learners to explore the platform. Creating an assignment is really easy. You choose a content title and then name autocompletes. And then you just have to decide whether the whole team or only certain individuals are getting an assignment, and the date they need to complete it by. Choosing a reasonable date is essential. To estimate the date, look at how much a course, an assessment, or track takes and divide it by the number of hours you estimate your learners to spend on DataCamp per week. After creating an assignment, learners will see it highlighted in their main dashboard and will be more likely to complete it. In the Assignments tab in the Group Hub, you can track the assignment's progress, check who has completed it, and reach out to users who are lagging behind. DataCamp tracks and assignments are key techniques to boost learners' engagement on DataCamp. They provide focus, personalization, and structure, which are very important for busy professionals.
Thank you, Elena. Okay, so this is how DataCamp builds and sustains data and AI literacy with our four main content types: our assessments, our courses, our practice sessions, and our projects. And we kind of arrange that into a pedagogy we call the ALPA loop: assess, learn, practice, apply. Generally speaking, you can start at any point on the circle. As long as you keep going around clockwise back to where you began, you're going to have really solidified your learnings and your knowledge. And we discuss logging into your classroom, creating teams, inviting members and managers, and monitoring your progress. You can create those teams in different colors, and you can give assignments and track those metrics, okay? And this is really, really crucial. If you want to know for a fact that your students completed a specific piece of content, you need to assign it to them. Otherwise, you'll only be able to see, generally speaking, how many courses a student has completed, how much XP they've gained the last time they logged on. But if you want proof that they actually completed a specific course that you want, or chapter, or assessment that you want them to complete, you need to assign it to them. That's how you will get these completion metrics at the end, and you'll know who's completed it, who's late, who missed it entirely. Okay. I'm seeing some questions coming in from the chat. We will get to them a bit later. Keep those questions coming in, okay? The more specific, the better. Now we're going to move on to the next video about tracking learning program success, all right? Your learners are in the group. They're all in their teams. They've been giving their assignments. Now, how can you actually prove that it's having a really good impact? Let's hear from Elena.
Tracking your program's success and reporting on its outcomes. There are plenty of learning insights and reports available for admins and managers in DataCamp's Group Hub. Some reports might have little data for you now, but as learners engage with the platform, you will see something like this. The most important charts are located on your main Group Hub dashboard. Let's go over the ways you can measure engagement and then dive into ways you can measure skill acquisition and improvement. Take a look at the total hours spent learning chart. This chart shows the amount of time spent in hours by all learners within your organization. Pay attention to the overall trend line. Ideally, the total hours spent learning should always be an upward trend line. To ensure accurate measurement of learning time, we have implemented a 5-minute inactivity limit, excluding individuals who have simply opened DataCamp in another browser tab. Active members last month shows the number of users that earned some experience points last month. It means they logged in and did some learning on DataCamp. To see your data champions, open the leaderboard. By default, the leaderboard is available to all the group members, so they can see how their colleagues are doing as well. You can identify top learners who earn the most XP and complete the most courses, reach out to them, and share their stories with those who haven't been learning at DataCamp. Next, you might be interested in what content learners engage with on DataCamp. The Total Unit Completions dashboard can help you with that. A unit corresponds to an assessment, course, chapter, practice exercise, or project. At DataCamp, our philosophy is learn by doing, and this is powered by our learning framework, the ALPA loop, which stands for Assess, Learn, Practice, Apply, and Repeat. This means whether as part of your assignments or while exploring the platform on their own, learners will most likely engage with assessments, courses, practice pools, and real-world projects.
All right. So simple team management, right? You can centrally manage all aspects of your account from your classroom dashboard. Invite learners, create assignments, view progress, and create role and skill-based teams. Okay? It's all right there for you. All right. So now we're going to talk about encouraging a vibrant data culture. So the extra features beyond our normal learn content, certification, workspace, competitions. And after this video, we're gonna have some very special guests to go into detail about why these are such amazing features and bonuses to your DataCamp Classrooms plan. All right, let's hear from Elena again.
Today, we'll focus on how DataCamp can help you encourage a vibrant data culture within your organization. Even if you do not implement every single tactic, just including one can be extremely helpful in fostering a vibrant community around data upskilling within your organization. The first tactic is to promote healthy competition around learning by using the DataCamp leaderboard. You can use the leaderboard to run official competitions for learners to complete the most courses in 30 days or to get the most XP. Sharing testimonials of the champions and gifting them with prizes can help motivate less engaged learners to start completing more learning on DataCamp. The second tactic is to encourage your learners to watch DataCamp webinars, attend virtual live events, listen to podcasts, and explore cheat sheets and tutorials. To see the list of upcoming live events, navigate to the Live Events tab in the Learn Hub. To explore past webinars, cheat sheets, podcasts, and blogs, open the Resource Center. We have a lot of inspiring and helpful content with thought leaders and industry experts that your team can engage with pleasure in their free time, so make sure to utilize that and promote it internally. The third tactic we want to share is launching hackathons using DataCamp Workspace. DataCamp Workspace is a modern data science notebook in the cloud that helps learners apply the skills to real-world problems. Organizations can run DataCamp Workspace in a restricted mode, which will allow learners to use only authorized data and packages. Your internal data experts can prepare a company's dataset, come up with a challenging task, and turn it into a workspace challenge. Your learners can form teams and try to solve the problem collaboratively, right in the browser, no matter what location they are physically in. Hackathons could be a great tool to promote collaboration and create healthy competition around applying data skills directly to what matters in your organization. Last but not least, you can promote DataCamp certifications among employees to solidify their learnings and further foster a growth culture. Getting certified makes learners feel more confident in their newly acquired skills. It can also be a stepping stone for promotions and internal job mobility. In this video, we covered 4 tactics to help you build a vibrant data culture. We've discussed leaderboard competitions, promoting DataCamp's live events, webinars, and podcasts, launching hackathons using workspace projects, and certifying your employees with DataCamp certifications.
All right, so DataCamp Workspace is such an amazing tool. It's so powerful. We just added Google Sheets integration into Workspace as well to make importing your data and interacting with it even easier, okay? And just like all of our courses, there's no need to install anything, download any software. It all works right in your browser, even on a Chromebook. DataCamp Donates and Classrooms teams have premium access, unlimited private workspaces. They can share workspaces with the entire group, 16 gigabytes of RAM and 8 vCPUs, and 1 year revision history. And as Elena mentioned, you can use Workspace to organize large-scale hackathons, small-scale competitions, custom projects. If you're working on a research paper together, this is the best way to share your data. And it's right there in the top bar. Okay, next, I have a very, very special guest, a wonderful community manager from London, Isabella Leslie Miller. She's going to talk to you all about certifications. So listen up.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Isabella, as Nate mentioned, and I work on the certification team here at DataCamp. One of the really exciting offerings that you get when you're part of any DataCamp classroom or donates program is access to our certification program. So demand for data professionals has never been higher. As you can see on the slide, data science is growing and growing and growing in the employment space. And what that means is that we need a way to differentiate people who know data science from people who are just busy learning. So if you go to the next slide, you'll see that our philosophy here at DataCamp is that our certification is an official recognition that someone has achieved a required skill level. We differentiate between certification and certificates. So we view a certificate as an achievement of attendance, whereas a certification for us involves going through an examination process and actually proving that you can use the skills that you've been taught. So our certification is broken down into two broad categories. We have career certifications and technology certifications. If you move to the next slide, you'll see our career certifications are then further broken down into the different types of careers that people can expect to move into when they go into data scientist. We have two certifications, both in our data analyst and our data scientist career certifications, and then one certification in our data engineer certification. You can see the different levels that we have on the slide and what exactly each one of them entails. Again, this is all free as part of your DataCamp Donates scholarship award or as part of your DataCamp Classrooms team. If you move on to the next slide, you'll see something that we're really excited about at DataCamp. So this split between career and technology certifications is something pretty new. And historically, we used to just have career certifications, but now as part of our certification program, we're also offering partner certifications, as you can see with our PL300 Power BI Microsoft certification, as well as our very own SQL Associate certification. So these certifications are for students that just want to demonstrate their proficiency in one particular technology or one particular tool. So Power BI and Tableau are things that we have now, as well as our own in-house SQL certification. But in the future, we're looking forward to getting more and more of our partners on board and bringing you more technologies that your learners can get certified in. If you move to the next slide, you'll see what the certification process actually entails. So firstly, you register. Your students will sign up through the certification portal in the DataCamp platform, which is pretty easy to access for anyone that's busy using the platform. Then you'll go through 1 or 2 timed exams, depending on which certification you've chosen. At the associate level, we have fewer timed exams than at the professional level. And this is the same kind of exam that any of your students might expect from like a year-end exam at a university or a school year-end exam. They sit down, they answer questions. Then the next step is a practical exam, and this is something that we're particularly proud of in our certification program at DataCamp. So at the associate level, a practical exam means that somebody is submitting a workspace, basically a project, to show that they're able to not only do the data science, but also communicate ideas around data science. But our sort of shining star of our certification program is our professional level practical exams. So here, learners are not only submitting a written assignment, they're also doing a presentation involving things like slides, making sure that they know who their audience is, who they're presenting to, and whether they're able to confidently communicate data science concepts to an audience that might not be as familiar with data science. You get multiple attempts at this practical exam. So you have a cooldown of 14 days to make sure that you're going back and looking at where you didn't succeed and learning and fixing and patching up those areas. And then you can try again one more time if you fail that exam. Moving on to the next slide, we have some of our most exciting success stories that have come out of the DataCamp Classrooms and Donates programs. We have some amazing people that have participated in our certification program. Tina is regularly in meetings with DataCamp Donates admins, and we have a lot of folks that start their DataCamp journey as someone from a Donates or a Classrooms group, and then go on to impact their own community through the confidence that they gain with something like certification. So a certification program is really great, and you get it completely for free if you're part of the Donates program or are in a classroom. And now I'm going to hand over to Martin to talk about a really exciting competition that's coming up.
Thank you. Yeah, and also just as a quick reminder, certification is not just for your students. You, the teacher, should take advantage of this opportunity as well to get certified. But now we're tossing over to Martin, who heads up our competitions, who has an amazing opportunity for you and all of your students that will actually help you, maybe even pay for your education going forward. Martin.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nathaniel. I'm Martin. I'm a content developer, meaning that I design and create courses with our amazing instructors, but I'm also responsible for hosting and creating our competitions. For those unaware, competitions are, as Nathaniel mentioned, something that we host ourselves, where we design a very fun challenge with different difficulty levels. And we encourage our learners to participate in these competitions, hoping to win a prize. So they solve the challenge, they share and publish their work, and there is a public aspect to this, but also a professional jury looking at competition entries. And indeed, here I'm here with a very short but exciting announcement, and that we are hosting for the second time a scholarship competition called Everyone Can Learn Data. We take this quite literally in that we want all our learners, even those who never entered a competition before, or even learners who haven't even started the course at DataCamp before, might apply. So for all your students that you might have, middle school learners, high school learners, learners applying for or in their graduate studies can apply, and they can win up to $5,000 US. I'm going to say that again. Your learners can win up to $5,000 if they end up as the winner in this scholarship competition. We designed two fun challenges. One is about dinosaur data. The other one is about movie data. And we really hope that our learners have fun with it on one hand, but on the other hand, we really hope that the winners can use the money to give a boost to their further study career. If you would have more questions, please feel free to use the chat, but we also have a Slack channel dedicated to competitions on our global DataCamp community, which a link will be shared as well. The competition just opened this week, so you have ample of time because the deadline is in about 6 months from now, end of June. So you have ample of time to prepare, or to let your learners prepare, and to share this wonderful news. And with that, I'm handing it back over to you, Nathaniel.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's so, it's so great that person, the person that Isabella mentioned before, Tina, was one of the winners of this competition previously, and it had a massive impact on her life, and she was actually able to start a nonprofit organization afterwards, after completing her studies at school. Just amazing. So yes, if you have any questions about the competitions, please put that in the chat right now. Otherwise, we're going to have to say goodbye to Martin. But it's and also, having looked at the competition itself, even if you don't end up winning, I think everyone is going to have a lot of fun with it. Dinosaurs, movies, these are nice, really cool concepts and topics that that I think can drive interest in a lot of people. Okay. So now I would like to move on to the difference between our free DataCamp Classrooms program and DataCamp for Universities, which is our paid enterprise plan for academic institutions. Now, Classrooms is for teachers, specifically individual teachers, and they can keep applying, but students cannot apply, and other faculty, other staff at the university who aren't actively teaching can't make use of it, right? So if your institution is looking for a holistic revolution in the way it teaches data literacy, not just to its teachers and students, but to its entire staff, a DataCamp for Universities plan is really a really fantastic option. So for example, with Academic Enterprise, you can sign a contract for a year or more. You don't have to keep reapplying for a classroom every 6 months and have that be subject to approval, right? And also you get all these additional features, advanced reporting and data export. See literally everything your students are doing on DataCamp without having to assign it to them. View metrics about engagement over the course of the past 30 days. Break charts on breaking down the most popular types of content. You can even generate completely custom reports using DataCamp Workspace. Single sign-on feature for security purposes, which a lot of universities use to integrate into various websites. If you already use an LMS or LXP, we can integrate with that directly. You'll also be getting a dedicated success manager, so someone here at DataCamp you can talk to if you have any questions, you want to drive engagement, make things work better. And you can even create custom tracks. So those skill and career tracks that we mentioned before that are pre-curated, you can just put together your own Frankenstein monster of assessments, courses, blog posts, you name it, any content on DataCamp, and really essentially create the perfect syllabus for you and your students. So it's a really fantastic value. We offer a discounted pricing for academic institutions. And Elena is going to talk to you a little bit more about some of these amazing features. And this is going to be the last video we're going to watch. So definitely get those questions in, because after this, I'm just going to wrap things up and answer your questions.
We hope you enjoyed the last set of videos on how you can make the most of your time with DataCamp teams. I wanted to show you what's possible with DataCamp Enterprise and how you can drive even more value with your learning program. First, let's cover SSO integration. As your program scales, you might get a request to comply with internal security policies and provide your learners with the smoothest possible access to DataCamp. Enabling SSO simplifies the login process and credentials administration, which in turn accelerates adoption and ensures your security team is happy. Second, let's cover custom tracks. Custom tracks allow you to provide tailored learning paths for each of your learning personas. If your program scales to multiple departments and roles, it might become challenging to provide guidance for dozens of personas only through created teams and assignments. At this point, custom tracks can help you execute personalization and structure at scale. A custom track can consist of courses, chapters from courses, assessments, projects, and even webinars, cheat sheets, tutorials, podcasts, and plenty of other resources. With custom tracks, you can blend several skill or career tracks, add engaging materials, remove irrelevant content, and add corporate branding elements via track titles and track descriptions. Third, let's discover the organization's skill matrix. The skill matrix acts as the balance sheet for your organization's data skills. Once your learners start completing assessments, this matrix populates with their scores. The skill matrix can help you track the skill acquisition dynamics and adjust your learning strategy to focus on the most critical topics for your organization and deprioritize covering the skills your team already has. Fourth, let's talk about LMS integration. Setting up an LMS integration is most helpful when you are running other learning programs for the same audience. You can embed DataCamp content within your LMS and provide a one-stop shop for all of the employees' upskilling. Last but not least, let's talk about advanced reporting. I've mentioned that DataCamp provides you with numerous pre-built reports to showcase your learning program outcomes. But if you want to build custom reports, get access to individual skill assessment scores, and dive deeper into the learning program insights, you can export the platform usage data and connect it to your internal dashboarding services, such as Power BI or Tableau. In this video, we covered 5 enterprise features that can help you battle future challenges. We've discussed SSO integration, custom tracks, skill matrix, LMS integration, and advanced reporting. We're thrilled to see what impact you can have with your own learning program. As always, make sure to reach out to us for support in applying all the best practices discussed in the Admin University series to your organizational context. Happy learning!
All right, thank you, Elena. So that was our last video. Please get those questions in. Even if you don't have a specific question, if you'd like me to just demonstrate again something that Elena went over, show it again a bit slower, totally open for that. So again, those features of DataCamp University's advanced enterprise reporting, easily understand, measure, and report on the impact training has on your organization and see how you're moving towards your learning goals. You can track your team's growth and progress, right, by analyzing popular content areas. You have curated learning paths and reporting, fully customizable, either by yourself or with the help of a dedicated success manager. And that included a team of experts, right? We have that dedicated customer success manager that will help you set up and launch as strongly as possible, and access to our team of data curriculum experts. Our learning solutions architects, amazingly smart people here at the company who can create tailored onboarding programs, custom learning paths, and get expert training recommendations that fit your data and AI literacy objectives. So if you are a DataCamp Classrooms teacher, and maybe you've spread access around and spread the word to other teachers in your university, and you know it's become quite popular, really consider talking to your manager or the dean or your learning solutions manager, whoever's in charge of purchasing software or an educational resources, and say, hey, we could get a lot more out of DataCamp if all of our teachers had access to it, and we could all view how we are all doing, and it's all connected, as opposed to having all of these disparate classrooms across multiple teachers. And also, it's on the job of the teachers to reapply constantly. Institutions that really want to take some of the legwork away from teachers so that they can focus on teaching would do well to purchase a DataCamp for Universities plan, so that they can get all those groups and all those invites set up for the teachers, so that the teachers can focus on what they do best. And let's not forget about admissions staff, the web team, the IT team, right? These universities are oftentimes multi-billion-dollar institutions that employ thousands of people who maybe never even enter the classroom, right? They can't use DataCamp Classrooms, but with DataCamp for Universities, they can. In the United States, with the recent Supreme Court decision striking down affirmative action, now university admissions departments need to completely rethink how they choose students and what data they're going to use, right? So DataCamp is going to be an amazing tool for those people. We talked about scaling effortlessly with SSO and LMS integrations, and building certified skills faster with precision learning. And once again, you can add any of our content to your custom tracks. So handy. You can also get access to the skill matrix so that you can see at a glance, based on the skill assessments, how all of your learners are doing compared to each other. And once again, why choose the academic plan? Be able to focus on teaching what matters. It's accessible to all students and employees, and all of the other things we just mentioned. And just a quick highlight of one of our clients that really took advantage of this. Western Governors University partnered with DataCamp to make their Master of Science in Data Analytics degree accessible for students without technical backgrounds. And this has yielded a 12% increase in student ROI and a 36% increase in their 2-year graduation rate. So if you want to achieve results like this, you probably won't be able to do that with the free DataCamp Classrooms program. And even if you do, it would be very hard to prove it, right? Because you got to get all these teachers sharing all their data and talking together. With DataCamp for Universities, all that data will go to the top, and then the institution as a whole can maximize its return on investment on DataCamp. So, finishing up, instructions. How do you take advantage of this? So for teachers, you apply by filling out the form. You keep an eye on your inbox and answer verification questions from DataCamp support if we need help verifying that you are employed as a teacher at that school. Then you get approved, you join your group, and invite your students. And you can repeat every 6 months for new schools. And if you're a student, tell your teacher to apply by filling out the form. Follow up with your teacher, right? They're very busy people. When your teacher gets access, accept their invite and join the group to start learning. And you can repeat with all of your teachers for your entire academic career. And also, if you are a huge fan of DataCamp Classrooms as a teacher, I encourage you to become a DataCamp Classrooms teacher ambassador. Okay, this is a special group of the most active teachers all around the world using DataCamp Classrooms. You're going to get invited to special events, maybe to speak on a future webinar like this, preview new content, and connect with teachers all over the world. All right, so definitely if you want to be on the ground floor to see the amazing things we're doing with DataCamp Classrooms teacher ambassadors, please follow the link that Reach just put in the chat to fill out the form so that we can become better acquainted personally. Okay. That is it for the presentation, perfectly on time at 50 minutes. So we have about 10 minutes for questions. I am going to throw it over to the wonderful Isabella to give me those questions, and I'll do my best.
Awesome. So our first question comes from an anonymous LinkedIn user, and they wanted to know, are there any pricing considerations for nonprofit organizations?
I'm so happy you asked. Yes, we have this amazing thing called, and we can put my screen back up, called DataCamp Donates. Okay, we started it during the pandemic, and this is specifically for nonprofit organizations that are working to benefit people in need, under-resourced people, people out of work, so that they can improve their lives, and ideally by getting a job. Um, and it's an amazing, amazing success story. I currently work with over 200 partner organizations, and many of them are actually student clubs. Okay, so we do work primarily with nonprofit organizations, but we also work with student-run organizations, student clubs. So if you are a part of a bustling student community, this is a way you can get access to a whole data camping group and invite your friends without having to be a teacher. Okay, so we work with many, many student clubs, as well as Google developer student clubs. So it's a fantastic way. And the best part of all, it's free. That's our nonprofit pricing. It is completely free. As long as, now we're not able to work with every single nonprofit and provide that free deal. If it is extremely, for example, if the nonprofit has an extremely large endowment and it is in a developed country such as the US or UK, there might be limitations. But generally speaking, the vast majority of nonprofit organizations that have applied to become DataCamp Donates partners, I've been able to accept. So all you need to do to apply, I believe the link is in the chat, is go to datacamp.com/donates/apply, click this button to apply as a new partner, and you will hit the form, okay, and fill it out to the best of your ability.
Awesome. That is a super great and comprehensive walkthrough. Thank you so much, Nate.
My pleasure.
Our next question is from Demich and they would like to know, how can I get this certificate? Is it free? So I can answer this since I'm from the certification team. You can get the certification by going through the certification portal on our platform. You'll see right next to it says learn. There's a big button that says certification. So go there, investigate. You'll find all of the information you need. Is it free? Yes, it is. It comes bundled in with your DataCamp subscription, wherever you're going to get that from. So yeah, certification is available to all DataCamp users.
Well, yeah, it's available to DataCamp users who are, if they're part of a DataCamp classroom or they're part of a DataCamp Donates group. In that case, it's completely free. Otherwise, you will need to, or if you're a part of a DataCamp Teams group or a DataCamp Enterprise group, maybe purchased by your employer. Otherwise, as an individual, just on your own, I believe in order to get a certification, you would need to purchase a premium plan. Is that right, Isabella?
Yeah, so if you are using DataCamp and you have a premium subscription, certification is completely free and bundled in with that subscription. There isn't like an additional fee to get certified.
Got it. But the way to get it completely for free, i.e. not spend anything on DataCamp or the certification, is to utilize DataCamp Classrooms and DataCamp Donates.
Absolutely.
Great.
So our next question is from Hamna. This is a really good question. So Hamna says, some traditional teachers and head of departments prefer talking before major changes. Does the DataCamp team have a support line available that can guide or convince them?
Yes. So Risa will put up the links to our support center in the chat. We have a great repository of documents as well. You can also file a ticket with our support team. You can also make clear that, hey, I have a Classrooms account, and that will actually get you higher priority than just the free, free users. If you could also provide a link, Reese, directly to submit a ticket, that would be great. So this is for answering any questions that you have and helping troubleshoot any problems. That being said, if you are interested in a DataCamp Enterprise plan, for universities plan, you should book a demo with our sales team. If you're going down that route, then you're going to be meeting a lot of different people at DataCamp, our sales development representatives, our account executives, our customer success managers, our learning solutions architect. Especially at the beginning on, you'll have a whole team of people getting your institution ready and convincing you that this is the best move for you. I like that you put that in your question. And then after that, you'll have that dedicated success manager the whole year round. But honestly, it's webinars like this that really I'm hoping to serve the purpose of reaching out directly to teachers and convincing you that this is absolutely worth your time. And that's why we have this webinar right here, so that you can ask questions. So if you have any other follow-up questions about that, please let me know. I'm also going to have Reese link you to data stories about DataCamp Classrooms on our blog. Okay, there's a whole section of our blog where you can read all about DataCamp Classrooms, and all the success stories that have come from there. Okay, but if you have another specific question, we have some time. Let me know.
Awesome. And then our next question comes from Prince. So Prince would like to know, does DataCamp plan on making certifications in analytics engineering? Again, I'm in the certifications department, so I will take this. I will say we don't have a particular analytics engineering certification planned, but if you wanted to go into that field, I think our data engineer associate certification is probably the right place to start. And then you could have a look at maybe getting into the data analyst certifications, like at a professional level. So no plans in the works for analytics engineering, like specifically, but you could kind of patch together that field of knowledge, both from our Learn side and from certification. Awesome. It looks like we don't have any other questions in the chat. So yeah, Nate, I will hand it over to you to close things out.
Thank you very much. Last chance to get any last minute question in, or just for me to demo anything on the platform. If you could bring my screen up, Reese, here's the blog for DataCamp Classrooms, where you can read all about how this program has grown. We have this amazing blog post that really breaks down how exactly we got to 1 million, what exactly that means, and how it incorporates both DataCamp donates and DataCamp Classrooms. So I definitely encourage everyone to take it out there to check that out. You can also see how we have worked with teachers from all over the world to provide DataCamp Classrooms to secondary schools. And we work directly with teachers to give us the data to make this possible. So just a couple of weeks after the horrible earthquakes in Turkey, we were already working to bring classrooms to Turkey, and we're so proud we're able to do that. Okay, so that is all from me. Last question: how can I join DataCamp? You just can make a free account, and you can take the first chapter of any course. Okay, and to answer Prince's other question, with the premium certificate, do you have access to all certifications on the DataCamp site? Yes, you do, every single one. And we have many DataCamp Classrooms and Donates learners have gotten multiple certifications within 6 months or a year. All right, so that is it for today. I want to thank everybody for joining. Please, 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 if you know other teachers that could take advantage of this, please share them the application link to join DataCamp Classrooms. The approval process is quick, easy, and painless, and I think it will transform their educational experience going forward.